Hello babes and welcome back to my channel and to this video that I was tagged in by Annette's Makeup Corner, and bitch, you gave me trouble. She did a video titled If I Could Only Keep 10 Palettes, and she tagged me to do the same, and this was hard. I tried to think of this both as like a what would I really miss in my collection if I got rid of it, but also I tried to think of it more like Annette thought about it, like what would I need in my collection to be able to do all the kinds of looks that I like to do. And I think that she basically only had big palettes, and I'm not the biggest fan of super big palettes, so none of my palettes are super big, but only 3 of them are like small palettes. I'm gonna start with one of the palettes that she actually had herself. If you have a YouTube channel and you want to do this as well, you consider yourself tagged. I will link, of course, Annette's channel down below. I love Annette to that. I think she is amazing. I've met her in real life. She's such a sweetie pie, and I'm so excited to have her as a friend, and I hope to meet her again. I promise I'd come to Las Vegas someday and meet her. But this one we had the same. This is the Creepy Cute by Strobe Cosmetics. Strobe has changed name to Shroud Cosmetics. This is basically a pastel palette with a gray and a black. This has impeccable quality, and this I use all the time when I'm not filming as transition shades, or I use the black. This is a beautiful palette, and I'd highly miss it if I didn't have it in my collection. I also feel like this is a color lover's dream, because this is all the transition shades you basically need except yellow. When you don't want to have like a gray or a beige or a mauve in your crease as a transition shade, you want it to have an all colorful look, because I feel like these are the kind of shades that sometimes go missing in colorful palettes. So this one I would miss so much if I didn't have, and this one is the startup of a lot of my colorful looks, so I'm doing this one. I'm also going to include another one that she also had, so prepare to be somewhat surprised maybe. But this is the Metropolis Palette by Natasha and Denona. This is not scribbled. I actually got mine signed by Natasha when we were in New York. She had a meetup. This is a half neutral, half colorful palette. I've used this quite a bit, but I still haven't used all of the colors. But so far, all the colors that I've used has been absolutely amazing, and I feel like this palette would take me so far. This is the biggest palette that I'm including, but when it comes to neutrals, I have everything I need here. I would never want more neutrals than what's in this palette. Like, I don't need to add another neutral palette than this. And still it has those lovely dark teals and blues. Like, it has one dark teal and one dark blue, a dark green, this beautiful mossy mid-tone green, and then some like beautiful sparkly colors, both neutrals and colorful, and also a red metallic. I feel like this palette has a lot of the shades that I would miss if I got like all of my collection disappeared. And I'm trying to think of this in the same way as Annette was saying as well, that to not include single shadows, because I have so many single shadows that if all of my palettes went missing, I'd be fine. But if I didn't have any single shadows and I only could keep 10 palettes, this one would fill a lot of holes for me, because if I did need to do a neutral look for whatever reason, or if I felt like doing a neutral look, I still could with this palette, but it also includes a lot of those really nice dark colorful shades in blues and greens that I really do enjoy. So I feel like I would have a lot of fun with that. I also wanted to have one rainbow palette, and I decided to keep my favorite rainbow palette, the one that I reached. Can you see how well used this this has been through hardship? Oh, I did film this look, by the way. It should already be live. I'll link it down below in case you wanted to see what I used for this look. I actually did use the palette that's included here. This is the Certified Tropical Wonders palette. You can see that this palette has been used a lot. This has almost all the colorful mattes I need. This is an all matte palette, but this also has a really nice white matte, and I sometimes really want a white matte, and this one has that. It's another black here, oh, really good. I used black in quite a lot of my looks actually, especially when I don't do it for YouTube. I use a lot of black, but it has some nice yellows and oranges, and also 2 neutrals up here, some berries and purples, 2 blues, but it is missing a dark blue, but that is included both in the Metropolis palette and actually also in in another palette. But I don't know if you knew this, but my favorite eyeshadow color is blue. I'm wearing a blue eyeshadow look today, and blue is something that I actually do reach for a lot when I'm not filming, because I love blues. I really do love blues, and it would be weird if I didn't include a lot of blues. I also really love berries, and you're gonna see that in my selection as well. And then there's 3 greens here. I feel like these greens are not included in the Metropolis palette. These are different kinds of greens, more pastel-y, a cool tone green, and then this very grassy green. And then there is a lighter gray here. So I feel like this is a good palette for me to have. I love this formula, and I also love this together with other palettes. So for me, it felt very natural to include that. Then I want to talk about 2 palettes that are really new in my collection, but they really embody my kind of makeup style. And I feel like today, if I could pick, well, I could. When I picked out 10 palettes in my collection, I do think that I would keep these 2. This is the one I'm wearing today. This is the Muerte palette by Melt. It's so dark and sultry. It has those red mattes that I love. It has some like teal-y turquoises here and some dark blues. This is these 3 colors here are the ones I have in my eyes today, together with the duochrome like blue in the corner. This really like captures my makeup aesthetics. Dark and sexy and sultry, but still colorful. This is my makeup aesthetics, and I feel like I could get really far with these shades. I think I would use this palette together with other things though, because I feel like this is missing, for me, a lighter transition color to be like a perfect palette. And then we have the Vida palette. This also has a lot of shades that I really love, like the bright here. These are so bright and nice, and also some more greens here. They are more on the brighter side, together with this metallic green. That is something that I love using. This would be so great together with the grass green matte that I showed in the palette before. And then we have even more browns here, more neutral browns. So I feel like this would make a great addition. I also really love this Allegria, the one here, because it is a shade that I love to wear a lot, and that is a coral metallic. Love a coral metallic. I would not be sad. I would choose these 2 palettes. I did choose these 2 palettes. Then I'm going to show you, I'm including one Judas Place palette, and that is a palette that was not my number 1, but when I ranked my Judas Place palettes, I think this was number 2, and that was the Saharan 2. The reason why I didn't pick number 1, because I had greens in basically all the palettes that you've seen before, and I love green eyeshadows. I love all colors. I love all colors. Greens, purples, berries, blues, reds, yellows, oranges, pinks. I love all of them. All of them. My absolute favorite is blue, but I love greens as well. But the only reason I didn't choose Tribe, that I think is my favorite, is because I had so many greens picked already, and I feel like that could make me some green looks. But this one has the best shimmers that Judas has ever made, and these are shimmers that I haven't in the other palettes. This beautiful color is something that I do long for at times, and it is this beautiful peach gold duochrome, and this is probably the best one in my collection. Then it's this like vanilla duochrome, this light minty duochrome, and it is a bright turquoise, this bronze that is actually really pretty. This is not why I picked it. The 2 here is not why I picked it either. But this beautiful dark fuchsia reddish pink is also so beautiful. These are shades that I would miss if I didn't have them, because this palette actually reached for a lot outside of YouTube. And I also don't have my favorite shades in this palette aren't represented in the other palettes here that I'm showing you. So I wanted to include this because I feel like this really rounds up the palettes here. Now I am going to show you something that is, and I talked about this in my palette declutter, and that should already be live on my channel, and this is the new unicorn in the makeup community. I feel like for the longest time the Kat Von D Vida Loca remix? What is it called? I don't even remember. You know the one with the wheel, with the color. I don't even remember the name anymore. That's how long ago it was, but that was the unicorn of the makeup community. People who didn't get it just kept going on and on and on and on and on about how that was the one that got away. The one that they wanted to get that got away and is never coming back, and they were bitter about it. I happened to have it, and it was a nice palette. It was a really nice palette. It didn't survive the declutter though, so if you haven't seen that, maybe That's something for you to check out. But I feel like the new unicorn, the one that people are gonna start talking, and I've already heard so many people talk about how they are sad that they didn't discover Kaleidos before this one was discontinued, because this is discontinued. But this is the palette that I would choose from Kaleidos makeup. This is the palette that made me fall in love with the brand. I feel like this was before a lot of people discovered how amazing the brand is. This is a palette that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 different formulas. There are like glittery duochromes, there are more sheer topper duochromes, there are satins and metallics and mattes and look at the color scheme. There is a row of yellowy nudes up here, then there are just jewel toned yumminess. Love this palette. This palette alone, if I could only keep 3 palettes, this would be one of them. Love this. I think it's so good. It's really a beautiful palette, and also I love the mix between purple, red and orange, and then the pop of like a bluey, and then this yellowy gold. These are so nice. The quality is impeccable. This is the palette I'd keep. I love this one. Why am I sitting so weird? I don't know what I'm doing. 3 palettes left. And how am I gonna put this? There are 2 palettes that are the same here. Let me take those first. And that is that I would keep both of my Cleonad, what are these called? I don't remember what this collection is called, but they're little quads like this, and you basically just see white shadows. But there are 2 quads like this. These are duochrome inner corner highlights. I can't do my makeup without that. And I don't have another palette. I only have it as singles. I don't have another palette that has all of the colors I want. So I would keep both of these shades. Wouldn't look back. Wouldn't regret it. These are great also. The great quality. Aftershock. That's what they're called. The series is called Aftershock. These are all 8 shades. And it is... In this you have a bright pink, a blue, a green, and a purple. And in this one you have... like a vanilla, a yellow, a very strong frosty one, and then it's a light pink. That's it. That's all I need. I mean, if I could keep a palette with single shadows instead, that would make it all easier. But since I can't, according to the stupid rules that Annette made up, I'm gonna keep these 2 because this is part of my makeup routine. I love iridescent inner corner highlights or toppers that have a transparent base with a strong shift. I use those for topping my looks, inner corners, halo eyes, all of that good stuff, and I would miss that in my collection if I didn't have it. It's so a part of the way, it's so a part of how I do my makeup that I have to bring it into this. Are you bored, sweetie? Are you bored? You're bored. I can't help you. No, you don't fit. You don't fit. You don't fit. Okay, he fits. This is the last palette. Maybe you already saw it. It's My Pleasure by Colourpop. This is a small palette, and maybe some of you are surprised that I am including this, but this one has great purple shimmers, some that I can't find in this other palettes, and it also has both this dark, not pastel, but a bit darker purple, and also this one that is like a mauve purple, and then this dark berry. And this is literally one of the reasons I picked this palette, because I love berry eyeshadow, and I realized when I picked out all of these, I was like, where's my berries? I need to be able to do a berry crease. And at first I was thinking that I was going to take Good Sport, and I love Good Sport. Good Sport is my favorite palette by Colourpop, but the only reason why I didn't pick that is because some of the shimmers in there was kind of represented in the other palettes I chose, and what I was looking for was a purple berry crease, and this one does represent the purple berry crease, and at the same time I'm getting some more purple shimmers that could really spruce up the looks. And I love doing monochromatic looks, and I could do monochromatic blues and greens and purples with these kind of shadows, and also pinks, because I have the the dark pink here together with some of the other pinks in other palettes. So with this one, I could do all the monochromatic colorful looks that I'm looking for, and I also have some neutrals within this palette so that I could pick that. And yeah, that's just my makeup aesthetics. I need to be able to do everything, and I kind of hate when brands are like, we released a palette with everything. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. But yeah, these are my 10 palettes. What would you pick? Did you think I missed something? Is there something here that you really thought that I was gonna pick that I didn't? Sweetie. But yeah, these are the palettes I picked. It was really hard. Not gonna lie, it was really hard. And there are palettes that I would pick. Like if I could choose like 2 more palettes, I'd probably pick one of these smaller Kaleidos palettes. I might pick another Judas palette. I also like this one, but the Blue Moon. The Blue Moon, if I could pick one more palette, it would be the Blue Moon. Because I love the Blue Moon. That would be, yeah, that would be the next one I'd pick, actually. If I could pick one more palette, it'd be the Blue Moon. If I could pick a 12 palette, it'd probably be another Kaleidos or Judas palette. That was everything. I hope you liked the video. I will link Annette's video down below. Don't forget to go check her out and give her a like and a follow. And I will see you in my next video. It's probably gonna be tomorrow. It's a lot right now. Bye!